Hello guys, welcome back. So today I'll be showing you a quick way to create custom animated pop-ups in Power Apps. So doing this, gives your users more interactivity and makes your, should I say, your UI looks more user-friendly and all that. So let me create this using very simple control and a very simple method. So just watch. It only takes a few minutes to set this up. Okay, so I'll go over to my dashboard here. I would go over to the apps menu. Okay, I just realized I'm not sharing. So let me share my window. So don't let me know if that comes up for you. Um, I'll go over to create with a page design. Okay, let me also do this. Hide, share, copy link, close. What's this? And I'm gonna do WhatsApp. Okay, so I will click on the blank canvas there. Yeah, so we have the blank canvas here where we can start making or creating our designs. So usually when I build applications, I like putting an overlay of a container. I like putting a container on the background. So I'll just plug in this vertical container because this make it easy for me to make my apps responsive. So I'll take out all the paddings and I would extend this. I'll set the X and Y to zeros and I'll make the width to be parents dot width. Come on, IntelliSense, you have to be nice to me today. Parent dot width. Then the height also, I'll make it parents dot height. So I want to quickly add, a header to this. So I'll just go back to the settings to turn on my modern controls, turn this toggle on. Now click on close. Then I would search for the header control, and that should be inside there. Or we can leave this as free run, or we can just rename it to animated pop-ups. Okay. So this text is linked to the name of the screen, but it doesn't refresh until you switch, screens. So I can just turn in a new screen here. Then when I head back, it pops up. Then now I can delete this guy right here. Okay, so now we can start inserting, or rebuilding the UI we have over here. So what I would like to do is to add two more containers, one for this overview here and one for the action buttons. So I'll quickly just do that. I would insert a container down here. And it's not compulsory, but I just like embedding, tons of containers in my apps. And that makes, like I said earlier, it makes it easy for me to make my app responsive. Then I'll do one for the action buttons. Cool. Do not have any other chats. Okay, cool. So I'll turn off the flexible layouts for this, and I'm just gonna adjust the height to, let me say, 40. Let's say 80. And I'm going to insert some buttons. I'm just going to use the new um, modern controls button, and I'll give this save. Then I'll also add an icon, a save icon. Yeah, I'll make it slightly bigger. That's what I have for the previous one. What do I have for the width? Mm, So for the width, I'm gonna have. I'll use 160, just make it bigger. Then the height, I'm gonna make it 50. Okay, nice. I can also increase the radius, the border radius to 12 or something. Yep, so that's looking better. I can extend this to other, oh, let's make this 8. So I'll make a copy of this button. Select here, Control C, Control V. If you're on the Windows, I'll make this 5. I have like 5 of them. So you can see everything is there are no spaces or gutters in between the buttons. So I can come here to add a gap. I can add a gap of 30. Okay, then align all this to the center by using this button here. So just to make differentiates them better, I would change the color palette of this to green. This one is going to be the cancel button, and I'll change this to cancel. Oh geez, can I see what icon matches? Okay, dismiss. Then I'll change the field to, a dark gray. For this, I'm gonna change it to delete. Okay, I also use the trash or delete icon, and I'm gonna change this to cancel. I also have one for reports. This is going to be for reports, and down here, I'll have a purple fill. I'll also change the icon to, let's see, is that a send or a share? Okay, share icon. And the last one is going to be to generate PDF. Generate, come on, can I type? Generate PDF. And PDF. Do we have chats here? No, yeah, okay. And this is going to be for like document or something. And I'll just leave this as the primary fill color. Okay, now we have that. So I'm just going to include a text control here, a label for using the classic control. I'll select the parent of that, then adjust the justify and align. Then that spans up. Then I'll select the label here, then adjust the flexible heights so it spans up on the entire screen. I'm just going to add the text. I'll say select any of the action, select any of the action button below to see pop-ups. Yeah, that's great. I'm just going to add an emoji here showing that this is sort of cool. What emoji do I use? Okay, this is cool. Is that there? Yeah, cool. All right, now let's adjust the font size of this to, let's say, 70. And also I'm going to make this like super bold. Okay, then for the font family, I'm going to use a custom font family, something that's not like default in the Power Apps platform. So I can use this, and you can see this on your MS Word. So in Power Apps, you're also able to use MS Word fonts here. just in case you don't know that. So here I'll adjust this to the center and the center here. And I'll just make this italic or what? Okay, okay. Okay, I think we are good. But make this italic. Let's make it italic. Alright, doesn't really matter. Okay, now so what we need to do next is to build the component for the pop-up. Okay, so to build that, what I'm gonna do is to add a container on top of this. So I'll select the screen, then add a container. I'm gonna use this. I'll set the x and y to zeros, then adjust the width and height. I'll use parent.width. Then for this, I'll use parent.height. Parent.height. Yeah, that spans up on the screen. I'm just gonna use a different field so you can see it for now. Okay, and let's see what we have here. I think I need to still need to pause this. I don't think so. Okay, anyhow, you can always pick it up from here. So right now, let's so I'm gonna rename this con pop-up. Okay, and I would add an HTML text control, and I'm going to use this to blur the background or whatever is behind this container, that is the one for the views. So I would also do the same thing here, adjust the x and y to zero zeros, then the width to be parent.width and the height would be parent.height. So stretch it out, parent.height, and I'm just going to pick this from here. Um, Come on. Copy, Control C, and this here. What's this here? Okay, so I'm just going to bring in this block of code here that helps me to block the background of the screen. So it's using this HTML code here, and this is the part that does the blur, backdrop filter, and just use the blur of 4 pixels. Okay, and now when I take out the fill from this control, you can see that the background is blurred out. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna put that back so we can see what I'm trying to do next. I'm going to insert a container that's gonna hold the pop-up. I'll use this, and I would set the width. I'll try to center this. So for the x, I'm going to say parent.width minus self.width. Okay, and I'm going to divide this by 2. So that should pull that control to the center. Or, horizontally. Then if I need to do same vertically, I will do that on the y property, and I'll say parent.height minus self.height, and I'm going to divide this by 2. So that will help me to center that vertically. I would also increase the height and width of this container to, let's say, 800. The width is going to be 800, and the height is going to be 400. 400. Okay, cool. I'll set the background to white, and I'll increase the box shadow of this semi-bold. Okay, good. Now we can insert just, we're gonna have three more containers. One for the header, another one for the image, then another one for the action buttons. Uh, or we can just add two if we want. We don't always need to use a container. So here I'm gonna include the text for, oh no, that's the wrong control. I'll delete this, and I'd say uh text is the label. I say, are you sure you want to save? I'm just going to include this text for now. Are you sure you want to save? I'm just going to plug in something here, but we're going to make it dynamic. And I will stretch this out on the container. And I'm also going to include a cancel icon. Okay. Let's see. Can we post this from here? Just so. Ah, okay. So let's adjust the height. Okay, so always on this way. Give me a minute. Okay, let's press this. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's adjust the height of this. Want to turn off the flexible heights. Adjust the height here to, let's say, 40. Good. We're going to make the text, the label bold. Let's make it bold. Let's bring it onto the center. Let's bring it onto the center. That's this. Let's also adjust the size of our icon here. So I'm just going to say the height is going to be self.width. Width, then layout mean height, give that 0. And now for the width, I'm going to say, for the width, I'm going to say 25 to make it smaller. Good, then that works. Bring this to the center here. Bring this to the center here, and that should be fine. Now, here I'm going to just insert the image directly. So I'll be using an image control to bring in the, is it an image control again? Oh, it's this shut down. Yes, I think that's a video control, not an image control. Yeah. So I'm going to be using the video control to display the image. Okay, so right here I'm going to insert video from the media group. Good. And lastly, I will insert one more container here for the yes or no button, the action buttons. So now I can insert my button inside of the last container. And here I'd say no here. No. Make a copy of that. Then here I'm gonna say yes. Awesome. I'll take out the fill of this to secondary. I'll bring this over to the center, and I would add some gaps or spacing. So add a gap of like 30. Oops, that's much. 30. So yep, that's cool. Now I can see that there's some shadows on the borders of the containers. I would take that out. Make sure I take them out so it looks really nice. Awesome, awesome. We're having, this is really, really good. I'll add some gaps or gutters between each on the parent container. Okay, that is too much. Let's have just 10. Awesome. Can we have paddings here? No, we can't. All right, so now we have completed the UI. Now we need to integrate the logics. Okay. I think we spend around maybe 10 to 15 minutes on the UI. Okay, so I'm now going to configure all of this, and now I can take out the field, the dummy field I added to this. Then now we can see how the pop-up is going to look like. So let's go over to mm, okay. So now just so I can, close this or toggle the visibility of the pop-up, and what I'll do, I'm going to add for the visibility of the main pop-up container. I'm going to use a variable there. This is this on the visible property. I'll change it to LOC show pop-up. Okay. Then when I select any of these buttons, for example, right here on the unselect property, I'll just work with the save button for now. I'll use the update context and say visible set to true when we click on the button. Then now I'll hold down my options key or your alt key if you're on the Windows, and it brings up the pop-up. And when we click on no, we are going to just set this to false. Okay. And when we click on this too, on select, we can also change this to false as well. Yeah, set to false. I don't think I changed the one for the other one. Set to false. Yeah, cool. When I click on no, it collapses. When I click on yes, it shows. When I click on no, it's hidden. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in the animated pop-up. So there's a website where we can get animated icons, and that is over on Flaticon. You can just go and type in animated icon. I want to make sure this is showing. Okay, let's do that here. Okay, you can search for animated icon, then add Flaticon. That's the website where we're gonna get that. Then it brings up this. You should pick the one with this logo. Select that. Okay, thank you, Sean. So now here we can let me reduce the zoom level a bit. So we can get animated icons from here. You can see that to the left here, animated icons is selected, and you can see a little display of how it's going to look like. And you can see some icons here are already moving because these ones are animated. So right here, what I love this website is that you can easily search. I can just search for save, and it brings up all the animated icons that are for saving items. Then I'm going to use a default one that we know that looks very familiar to everyone. This icon we use it a lot, or this one. So I'm just going to use this one for example. I would select it, then I would do a right click, then do copy copy video link, or just copy link, and let's see how it displays. So I'm going to bring up my pop-up on the media property of the video control. I'll take out the sample video there, and I'll paste this. I'll wrap it in double quotes, and hopefully it should bring up that. Then now I'll run the app. Then I can see I can play it because it's coming in a video format. So what I can do here is to turn off the show controls on this and turn on, auto start, and it should be in continuous loop. So that will ensure that the SVG or the video is always playing at all times. Okay, and also I can think I need to adjust something here because I can see we are having a blue fill behind it. This is the color property. I'm just going to take it out. So we have a transparent background. Okay. So you can see why I love embedding things in a container. Right now, we are not able to adjust I think the icon is too big. The SVG animated icon is too big. So as I would love to wrap it in a container so I can add some padding to make it a bit smaller because we do not have, the padding property on the video control. So I'll select the parent here, insert a container so I can throw in the video control inside of this. I'll bring this guy up by just dragging and dropping. I'll cut this out and I'll paste that here. Good. I'll take out the height, minimum height and width so it displays properly. And I'll turn on the flexible height here and stretch this across. Good. Now I'll make sure the flexible height for this one is turned on. I'll turn off the flexible height for the buttons. We want that to be fixed and change the height to maybe 50 or something. Yeah, I'll take out the shadow on this video control container. Then now I can adjust the padding of this container. Okay, let's say 12, 12, 12, 12. Then that should reduce the padding of the icon. It doesn't seem to be reducing, so I need to get the right value. So what I'll do, I would set the other property parts of the padding to self.padding top so it's easy for me to adjust it. Padding top. Let's adjust it here. Let's do that here. So now whenever I change the value of the first one, it affects the rest. I'll change this to 20 to see how it looks. And is that adjusting? Okay. That looks strange. Okay, yeah, it's actually adjusting. You can see the padding between these two. So let me increase it a little more. Let me make that 40 and see how it looks. Oh, great. So now it's adjusting. Let's make it 60. Maybe 60 is too small. Let's leave it at 45. We're not really interested in perfecting the UI right now. We just want to, get this thing to work. So now we've been able to make this show up as we need to. So what we need to do next is to be able to make it dynamic. So such that we're using the same container and or using the same pop-up control to display for each of these action buttons. So when we click on save, it brings up the save pop-up. When we click on cancel, it should bring up that pop-up, but also switch the image to a cancel, icon or so. So the way I'm going to integrate this, like this is the best part of the video or the lesson. The way I'm gonna do this is to create a collection of all the icons I'm going to be using. So I'm gonna make a copy of this. I'll go over to formulas and I'm going to do FX, let's say animated SVG. So I'm just going to do this. I'll create a collection here. So you can actually give this any name you want, but I'm just going to give it this. So I have different objects with columns, key value pairs like this. So I'm just going to give this an ID of 1 for, then I'm going to give this a title of save. So this would hold the value of the save. And now the URL would be this. Okay, so we're going to create objects for each and every one of the buttons we're going to be saving. So I'll make a copy of this and add a comma, and I'll paste this, comma, paste this, comma, paste this. Let's just do for 4 format text. format text. Cool. Now I'm going to go search for the next one, which is going to be cancel. So I'll go over back to that here or here. I'll close this and I'll search for cancel. And I should have different variations of cancel animated icons. And I'll just pick anyone here. Let's see how this one looks. Not so good. Let's see this one. I don't like this. Let's see this one. Okay, I think I'm in love with this. So first I'm going to click it, then I'll right click on it, then click on copy link. Then we can come back here. We can come back here to change the URL now for this. I'm just going to take out this so it doesn't confuse us. And this. Now let's do it for the next one, which is going to be next one should be deletes. Let's do it for the deletes. So let's go over here. Let's copy this. Go over here and search for deletes. Deletes. And we should have some cool stuffs here. Let's use this. I would copy the link, right click, copy the link. I'll come over here to paste on the URL. Then I'll do the next one, which is for reports. Reports. Come over here and type reports. Reports. Which one looks like reports to you? Let's see. This one looks like a checklist. I need something like this one. I love this. Is that reports or what? Or send reports? Right click, copy the link, and go over here and select it. So the hack here is that we need to give the name of the buttons should be same as the name of the title of each object here. Okay. So I believe on the button I included send reports. The name of the button is I think this one should be send reports. So it looks like an action. Send reports. So I'm going to copy that, come over here to my collection, then paste send reports here. Okay. I'll just change the IDs 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the last one will be for the PDF. So I'm just going to copy this, comma, enter, paste, 5. This would be, remember we have to make it the same name as the buttons. Generates PDF. Okay, now let's go back here to search for PDF. PDF. And I'm seeing some cool stuff here. I like to pick the one that has documents. I'll just pick this. Right click, copy link, back to this. Let's paste here. Okay, I hope this is still live. Cool. Now we are done with that. I'm going to just copy the name of the formula bar there, the name of the name of the collection there. And now I'll go over here. I'll go over to my buttons here. So I need to do some configurations on my button when you know, when I make a selection. So first I want to display the pop-up. That's what that variable is for. Then next, let's see. Then next, what I would like to do is to update the a variable that will save the name of the button that was selected. So I'd say LOC selected button or pop-up. Let's say button should be let's say self dot. Can I see the text? I don't think this button allows us to pick the texts um property. So what we're going to do, we're just going to say save, which is the name of the text. Then lastly, I would like to include the text for the banner. That's are you sure you want to save? So that is also dynamic. So LOC selected, say selected site 2. Then let's just say, are you sure? Are you sure you want to save? Then question mark and close the column. So this is the variable I'm going to be having on everything. So I believe perhaps runs asynchronously. So I would like the show pop-up variable to run last, then update all of these other records first. I'll copy this and I would include this on every other buttons. I'll change this to cancel, which is the name of the button. I'll say, are you sure you want to cancel? Then I'll show that pop up. I'll do same for the delete. And I'll show you a cool trick here. If I need to select more than one occurrence of a text, all I need to do is to do um, Control D, or if you're on a Mac, you do Alt Command D. Then you do delete. Now I can change two things at the same time. I'll go over here. This would be for send report. Are you sure you want to? Let's see, reports. Nope. Send reports. Are you sure you want to send reports? Whatever. Then lastly, for this one, I'll paste this. Then say generate generate PDF. Oh, I didn't hit my Control D. That's bad. So I have to copy and paste this. Great. So now when I select this, nothing changes yet. Then now we need to make this dynamic. So I'll go back to the text property of the title. Then I'm going to plug in that variable saying LOC selected button. Nope, that's not it. LOC selected title. Good. That should bring you out in any minute. Yeah, yeah, cool. Then also for the media here, I'm going to say I'm going to do a lookup. Okay, I'm going to say lookup on the FX. What's the name of that collection I created again? Okay, that's it. FX animated SVG, where the title column where it matches the button that was selected, and I can find the value of that from the LOC selected. Come on, IntelliSense, I need you. Yeah, LOC selected button. Yeah, cool. Then we want to return the URL. Okay, so that automatically brings back the URL of that selected button. Then that should be showing up. And yeah, we're done with all the customizations. I believe that's all we need. Now let's test for the cancel. Then you can see the cancel shows up. Let's test for the deletes. And you can see how fast this is. We're not loading a video directly from, or an SVG image directly from the app. We are pulling this from an external source. And you can see how fast this is. So guys, basically this is all we'll be doing for this stream or for this tutorial. In our next stream, we'll be working with something different, and I also like to get your comments or reviews. If you'd like us to treat a particular topic on power apps, everything power apps, then leave a comment with us and we'll add that to our queue. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying. Don't forget to like and subscribe so it reaches more users out there. Then I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.